been talking about it. Y'all been talking about it. So let's go there. Let's go there. We keep having this, we need our own, right? Talking, creeping into our culture, and it's misguided. It's misguided and potentially lethal if we don't interrogate it, right? So here's the thing. Fetishizing segregation is not the same as advocating for autonomy. It is not the same. It is not the same. I need y'all to understand, under a leader like Trump, it's going to make it look like black empowerment. It's going to make it look like we was getting freedom. But it can be weaponized into sanctioned isolation and erasure. Okay? Sanctioned isolation. Do you hear what I'm saying? So the rise in discourse, right? Especially online, especially on the internet. I seen this video piss me off so bad. Piss me off so bad. Piss me off so... This girl on the talking about the take, she's sitting on a train talking about, oh, okay, we want segregation back. We were better off, you know, people always say this. People always say this stupid stuff. We were better off when we had our own schools, towns, and businesses. Integration destroyed the black community. We could go back to being separate from white people. Y'all hear this all day. I hear this all day. On the surface, it feels empowering, right? It references real things. References Black Wall Street. References, you know, all the catastrophes. I could go on and on. It references real things and the sense of the community that came with the self-reliance, right? But it romanticizes trauma and ignores violent context and invites structural danger into today's political climate. We don't need this right now. I'm telling you, we don't need this right now. But here's why it's dangerous, right? It ignores that segregation wasn't just separate. It was deliberately unequal. Okay? Deliberately unequal. The state withheld resources from black communities. Separate schools meant inferior funding. Infrastructure, safety, and medical care were all neglected. This was not thriving separately. It was surviving in spite of oppression. And this is something that I gotta stop hearing y'all say. Y'all keep saying, I made it. Right? It's like how black guys are like, I don't need no woman to make it. And I've seen black women go, well, you know, if we all in the same situation, how come we just hold it on? I have not described thriving one time on this page talking about black people. Only thing I talk about thriving is the hope in what we have already. But all of our history, right, when we thrived, cool. But if we consume the greater context, right, that is segregation, if you want to lock in with me, then don't play games. Don't play games like our history was just some kind of fun amusement park we got to dance through. We didn't get to dance through none of that. Right? And it erases state-sanctioned violence that accompanied black autonomy. Tulsa wasn't a tragedy because black people failed. And I really feel like that's what some of y'all are on. I really feel like that's what some of y'all are on type shit. It was a tragedy because white mob showed up backed by the government. Burned black wealth to the ground. Backed by the government. Y'all think they're just gonna leave us alone? How? Like, come on. Like, the entire country of Liberia is segregated from the United States. They push black free men, right? And free people, free women. Send them off, right? Right away. Did we help Liberia? Did we give them resources? Have we restored their economy? Are we talking about them right now? They won't talk about us then. They won't do it, right? And also, here's the thing. If segregation returns under Trump, it won't be black-led. It'll be state-enforced division, disinvestment, and surveillance. Okay, so under somebody like Trump, the desire to build your own gets co-opted. He's going to co-opt that. He's excited to hear us get like this. He's fanning for it. Okay, stay in your zone, stay out of ours. That's what y'all not ready to hear. Separate schools, funding, housing, and courts. That's what y'all not ready to hear. That's not empowerment. That is legal apartheid that we are advocating for as black people every time that we talk about segregation. Every time. And let's actually go back. Let's actually lock in. What is it going to look like under Trump? It wouldn't mean black. What would Trump segregation look like? It's not going to mean BlackWallStreet 2.0. It's not even going to mean 1.5. It's not even going to be '07. Okay? School funding is going to get redirected into traditional, right? Traditional white communities under the banner of choice. Revival of red line style zoning, right? Through the freedom of association laws. Black cities rebranded as high crime zones, targeted for police overreach and surveillance. You think they just not coming in? We got to be serious about the problem, right? Like, be so serious. I was literally fighting not to crash out last night over this exact same topic because too many of us want to be middle class but don't understand how they are lazy. So many of us are looking for a leader, looking for an option. Okay, advocating for segregation is advocating for state-backed displacement. And you'd see a federal rollback of DEI, fair housing, and anti-discrimination laws reframed as ending woke overreach, right? Some of this is sounding similar. And that's because we're playing into the psyop. We're playing into the psyop. Okay, so patriot-only economic zones that isolate white capital and exclude progressive black cities. Black institutions surveilled under anti-CRT or anti-subversion laws. He would not call it segregation. He would call it respecting local values. And that's what makes it terrifying. So what are the actual pros to segregation? Because the nut jobs are going to be talking about pros, right? But let's actually talk about this, right? So the yearning for segregation is really a yearning for safety, stability, and community control. I get it. There are values in this conversation, but they must be separated from the method. Cultural autonomy, right, is cool. Spaces for black expression, safety, healing, and storytelling without constant white surveillance sounds nice, right? Economic ecosystems sounds cool, right? Black businesses support each other, circulating the dollar within the community. You know, I spend $1, you get some of my change. That I get it. That's cool. Institutional control, black-led schools, clinics, media outlets, and that reflect black values and needs. Sounds like a fantasy. But these things can and should exist without racial apartheid. That's the reason why I'm talking like this. Because too many of y'all want to be white in my comment section. But here's these things. These things can exist without apartheid, right? They thrive best when they're built within a system that honors civil rights, economic fairness, and protection under law. Segregation in any form makes that impossible. So what's the alternative, right? Locking in. Stop asking the government to sort us out, to organize us into a neighborhood that works for us. Stop asking for that. Too many of y'all don't understand that asking for segregation is just asking them to rebuild Section 8. To rebuild public housing for all y'all. Again. Okay, like it's the exact same thing, but we don't want to talk about it because when we're most comfortable, that's when we talk about segregation. We don't talk about it when we're hungry. We don't talk about it when they shit on us. Okay, but we fetishize it. We fetishize something bigger than segregation. We fetishize respect. But the thing is that, and I'm gonna remove the word fetish because it's important you understand. Black people want respect and deserve respect. But arguing for respect and arguing for separation, they're two different words in this dictionary. So we need targeted reparations and land trusts, black-owned infrastructure and investment pipelines, independent media and education systems. Charter doesn't mean anti-public. Legal defense systems and political lobbies and cross-racial alliances that do not require assimilation and economic pressure campaigns, right, to build leverage. This is the new black power, not isolation, but insulation. Not retreat, but strategy. You have to see what I'm talking about. Don't confuse safety with separation. Don't do that. Black people don't want segregation. We want protection. We want self-definition. We want to stop begging to be seen. But if we ask the structure, right, the superstructure that tried to erase us, if we ask the people who tried to erase us, I want you to stay with me. If we ask the people who tried to erase us, right, for this self-definition, we risk handing our future to the same people who built the cage. We must build something new, right? Something free, something powerful. And I agree. But never again can we call our own exile empowerment.